What's up, clown?
What's up, Taco Belly?
No, no more Taco Belly.
I have a Taco Belly ache from eating Taco Bell yesterday.
Well, you said you saved some for later, so you probably got sick off that second. I don't fucking know.
I mean, I don't think an hour nap makes a difference between giving you a stomach ache and not. Either Taco Bell's going to give you Taco Belly or it's not going to give you Taco Belly.
It had larva moths in it. No, in your old food, you ate old food moth larvas.
It is so crazy to me. You say that, and then I was thinking about, because I just actually yesterday I just cleaned out a lot of the old food from my refrigerator, and I was thinking about when I cleaned out my parents' house when they moved down here, and I found stuff in their shelves that was from the 90s.
My grandma is like that too. We always make jokes about it. Like we'd go over there on Thanksgiving and she'd put out like different dressings for the salad, and one would say like 2001, and we're like, what are you doing to us?
Yeah, when I was cleaning out their shelves, I found like a McCormick's cinnamon canister, and the expiration date on it, first of all, looked like it had been put on in typewriter on a piece of like white sticker paper, and it said please use this product by, and it seriously said 1992.
It was like McCormick's company rollout.
It was still unopened.
And you always have to find like one of those Hershey's like cans of like powdered chocolate.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It has one scoop taken out of it.
I don't know why that's so funny.
It's because everybody buys something and then they make it one time and they're like, I'm never doing that again. And then they never make that thing again.
Like everybody has a 75% full bottle of vanilla extract.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, why?
I made a stew, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or something like that. And so I have in my refrigerator right now 10 carrots that I'll never use because I bought a pound of carrots.
I bought 2 giant bags of carrots because Worm Boy, it said that carrots cure worms. So I bought all these carrots and he wouldn't eat them. So then I had so many fucking carrots, and then I put them outside and then I just threw them in the garbage. And then those deers came the other night and I'm like, oh, I could have gave them the carrots, but I threw them out.
You know what you should do is you should take those carrots and wrap them in cat turds and throw them back in the backyard.
I know, then he'll eat it.
Yeah.
I saw the wildcat today, and it was on my security camera on the
Jesus
chateau.
Christ, what was that?
He dropped a giant bone off the couch. But the cat was on camera on Friday too. It's eating out of the bird seed. It's so hungry. It's eating bird seed. That's so sad. I'm gonna catch him. I don't know if it's Mama Keat, like the mama from last summer, or if it's one of the babies, but it's a gray one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch it, and you're gonna keep it.
Yeah. Put the shoe trap back together. With the sandal basket.
No, I'm going to use the real trap because I feel like now that they're not kittens, maybe it'll be fine.
But don't forget to put that little foam thing where it comes down.
I know. Okay, I will. I'll put like a dog. I I have a bunch of tennis balls around here. I could do that, right?
Or something.
Yeah, so it doesn't squeeze out. If it doesn't get his tail caught.
Yeah, or its head.
I'll figure it out. We got to catch him because I can't have him back there anymore. So the last 2 days, I binged Life After Death with Tyler Henry.
Yes, I binged it the night it came out.
Yes. If anybody doesn't know, Tyler Henry is a famous medium. He had a show called Hollywood Medium on E! For, I want to say, 4 seasons. And I watched like every single episode. We've been through this before about how gullible I am. So regardless of if he's legit, I would believe it anyway. But I really do believe him to be legit as fuck.
I didn't watch any Hollywood Medium.
It's really, really good. It's kind of like just like Life After Death, only every person that comes on the screen is famous.
Yeah, but I liked the Netflix special a lot. I thought it was, it's really entertaining, and I kept my attention through the entire thing. And I sent him a little DM saying, thank you for making something very kind and wonderful.
Yeah, I really feel like I feel like me and you are really good judges of character. And I feel like he's just too kind and like pure to not be on the level. Like there's no way, there would be too much of a disconnect between how how he is and being shisty. Like, it doesn't make sense.
You know, when I was on Roz's show, we talked about psychics, and I was telling Roz, one of the things, whenever I'm dealing with someone that says they're psychic or a medium, or investigating someone that's a psychic or a medium, or watching a show about someone that's a psychic or a medium, one of the key things that I look for, and this sounds terrible, but it just over the past 30 plus years, is I look for someone who is dealing with their own trauma.
Yeah.
Because it happens a lot with people who I think have some type of amped up psychic mediumship power.
Yeah, I was thinking that, just from watching the old series was very like, it's a show on E, so it's very much like, ooh, like stars and like it was very upbeat. Like he read like the Kardashians, he read LaToya Jackson, he read Steve-O, so it was very like that. And then this show is so dark, and you get the whole him driving away from the reading and being like traumatized by what the fuck he just, had to tell them and had to see.
Yeah, but there are other things that I look for too, aside from psychics dealing with their trauma. It's really important to me when I watch any person who's doing something that has to do with their psychic abilities. I don't want to give out all of the things that I look for, because then people will imitate them. But there are certain things that I look for in their actions and reactions and their personality. And he ticked a lot of those boxes. So was really enjoyable. There are some shows I watch where I'm like, that person is not psychic.
I know.
I mean, not psychic in the sense as I think everyone is psychic. I just think there are some people that are much, much more attuned and better at it. I think we all have that ability. But yeah, there are some people that I look at and I'm like, oh, that they're just doing cold reading.
Yeah, I look for that too, because you've told me the tricks and I'm not going to say them either, but a lot of the stuff that he said was very detailed. It wasn't generalizations. Yes, generalizations by age and gender and whatever.
Yeah.
And then you said you cried a couple times, or I don't know if you cried like once at least, but you said you cried.
Oh yeah, yeah. Here's the thing though, when I say that, I did cry a couple times, but please keep in mind too that sometimes like there are like ego commercials that I will cry at.
Literally. The older I get, I'll fucking cry at anything too. And I did not used to be that way. As
I get older, my brain becomes more soft and allows me to cry more, where I'm like, oh my God, that Lincoln Continental commercial really got to me.
Well, the one, when we talked about it, I was only on like episode 5 and literally nothing made me cry at that point. But the one, I only
no spoilers.
I mean, whatever. People are going to watch it anyway. This isn't like ruining the end of a movie. It's fucking, I have to talk about parts. I'm sorry. The only 2 parts that made me cry were one part where the lady that got proposed to after, that fucking lady made me cry bad.
Yeah.
She was really like, I don't know how to describe it. But that lady got me, and then I'm sure you know the other part that got me.
Probably.
Yeah. There's a girl who, she lost a Frenchie, dog, and it came through, and he's like, this is the most like powerful or like strong a dog has ever come through for anybody. Mm-hmm. And I just fucking lost it, obviously, because I'm like, I feel like I would have that too. Like, I know I would. And she has a new dog now. He was saying the stuff that we always say, like that other dog's around you and you'll all be reunited. I was like,
See, I didn't spoil it for you, did I?
No, you didn't. But the weird part was, okay, the first night I was watching the show, right? I was only like 4 or 5 episodes in, and I was already getting in my feelings from watching this, because you just do. You see these people have these moments, and everybody has somebody who's crossed over, and you're like, if you put your brain in that position, like if I was there, who would come through, and you start to get fucking emotional. So I was getting emotional about Bean. I've been emotional about Bean for the last like 2 weeks. I've been crying, and I got that tattoo fixed up, and it's just been really in my head all day long for the last couple of weeks. So I was watching that show, and I got like emotional, and Toad jumps up on the couch and he looks out the window and he's barking, and I look kind of across the street and I'm like, it's a fucking fire hydrant, what are you barking at? And then he wouldn't stop, so I stood up, and a deer looked right the fuck in my face, like right in the window, and I'm like, what? Like, so that was the one. Of course he's squeaking right now. So then one deer turned into 4. And you know my front yard is like the size of a fucking postage stamp. And I live on a main road. I've never in my whole time of living in this house have I seen a deer here in my house from my porch. Never, ever. So there's 4 deer on my porch while I'm fucking emo about this psychic show. And then, of course, I do the thing. I look up what deer symbolize. And it says, if you find a deer hanging out near your home often, this is a sign that there is spiritual energy around your home, harmony, safety. It means that there may be spiritual entities that hang around your home, such as fairies or angels. They're here to offer you a sense of comfort and let you know that you're being protected and that your loved ones are being protected. Your angels may be communicating through a deer with your soul group, your soulmate, or to give you reassurance that you're not alone. And I was like, what the fuck? Like right in that moment, that's fucking crazy, dude.
You know that my mom used to feed deer out of her hand?
That's what it felt like. I thought I called them over and they like ate the food that I threw to them.
When my mom and my dad were up north, my mom would go and sit out behind their house and like deer would walk up to her and like eat food out of her hands.
Yeah, it said specifically when I was reading it that they will only go up to people that they know they are safe with. So that's big.
Yeah. Yeah. If my dad like looked out the window at my mom while she was feeding a deer, the deer would take off and my mom would know my dad had looked out the window.
Yeah, it specifically said that like deers are borderline like psychic or they have like a crazy intuition and they will not approach you if you don't have like the aura of safety. So that's like speaks volumes for your mom, obviously.
Yeah. That's why you got to get yourself a Bezoar stone.
What's that?
A Bezoar stone is a stone that's in a deer belly.
What?
Yeah.
All deers or some deers?
Most deer will have a Bezoar stone in them. Cows have them in there too, but deer, usually because of hunting and stuff, you'll come across them more often than not.
What is it?
They have a stone in their belly, and it's magic. You want to talk about magic power stones? Bezoar stone. It's lived its whole life in the belly of a deer.
I've never heard of this in my life.
Yeah. Look it up.
How do you spell it?
Are you going to look it up right now? It's B.
Oh, I'm just going to save it.
Oh, Bezoar.
That'd be a good pet name.
It's like as they eat like sticks and stuff that has their own hair in it, like it'll collect up into a mass in their stomach and then it just sits in there.
Yeah, that's what fucking Toad's going to have.
The Bezoar stone.
Probably already has one.
Maybe I got rocks in my belly. Maybe that's the problem.
They have magical Bezoar tummies. Maybe it's not Taco Bell, it's a Bezoar stone.
Maybe it's a Bezoar stone. You know, birds got rocks in their belly too, right?
Really?
Yeah, because they don't chew their food. That their food gets mashed up in their stomach. So they eat stones when they're baby birds. And then when they eat seeds and stuff, they just swallow it and then it goes in their stomach and then the stones in their belly mash it up instead of their teeth.
Like a rock tumbler?
Yeah, kind of. Birds got a rock tumbler in their belly.
Perfect. The more you know. Bing.
The more you know.
But yeah, so then, and Tyler Henry also like used on the show throughout the show a psychomanteum and tarot and scrying and astral projection for remote viewing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever come over my house when I had my psychomanteum in the garage?
No.
No.
What happened to it?
I took it down so I could use my garage.
Wait, explain to people what a psychomanteum is.
A psychomanteum is like, it's based off a necromantian, which was like a Greek place of communing with the spirits, like a dark room, usually has a mirror in it, maybe a candle, and you go in there and, you know, you can converse and maybe talk to the dead or resolve spirits. It became popular with Raymond Moody in like the 80s. Mm-hmm. But when I first built my house, I had all this lumber in my garage and I built it was just big enough for a chair. I had a little comfy chair in there and a mirror, and I built like a little 6 foot by 6 foot room, painted it all black inside, put a big mirror in there. I'd just sit out there and chill. And then I think it was maybe the first winter came and I could barely get my car in the garage. And I was like, well, I don't know if I need a psychomanteum in my garage.
Yeah, that's a lot. His was kind of big too in the show.
His is very big. I've often thought of rebuilding mine in my crawl space because psychomanteums traditionally were underground. Like they were in caverns and caves and they were, you know, underneath buildings. So I've always thought it might be fun to build one where it's in my crawl space and I would have to lay in it in the dark.
See, this is why, and then you're going to be like, I don't bring my cell phone with me anywhere, and then you're going to get stuck in the fucking floor. I'm going to have to come find you in a hole.
Find me down there with a bunch of paintings that are soaking up despair.
So in the psychomanteum, it's like a regular mirror, not like a black mirror.
You know, I've heard people like go back and forth over if you're supposed to use. I had at the time the one I had in my garage is I had a silver glass mirror. So it was like a real silver mirror. But I mean, I know people who have just put pieces of clear glass in their psychomanteum so that it's not even really reflecting. It's just there to act almost as water.
Nice. It was really good though. I would say they set it up for another season. So I really hope it gets another one. It's already like 4th or 5th on that most popular Netflix, and it came out like Friday or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's called Life After Death with Tyler Henry. I keep wanting to say Life with the Afterlife, but that's Amy Bruni's book. Also, that we didn't talk about was there's like him reading people, and then there's also like a second storyline of like a true crime storyline that he kind of stumbled into with his mom. Like his mom. I
thought you would be really into that.
I know I was. I did not see that coming. And also, like I said, I watched the E! Show, and it seems like they probably didn't even know then, because it seemed like this kind of happened in the last few years. But
yeah, but the other thing is too, is you have to remember with television shows, like if there's something about a person that they feel like it doesn't fit, like they just don't talk about it. Like no matter how massive it is, like that happens all the time. Like when I was working on Paranormal State, they had no desire whatsoever to talk about the fact that I had a death experience.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so it was never brought up. And then when Ghost Stalkers came on, they were like, yes, we definitely want to talk about that, but we don't want to talk about UFOs at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, his thing was like his mom was kind of taken as a child, and they don't know the circumstances really.
Let them watch the show.
I know, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
I was just going to say, so it's them navigating that and trying to figure out what happened. That's it. That's all I was going to say.
Okay, good.
Did you see that the Senate voted what am I saying? About daylight savings time today?
Yes. They passed legislation to end daylight savings time.
Yeah. So we would keep it how it is now. We never have to change our clocks anymore, and then it would just stay light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now do something about racism.
Yeah. Minimum wage.
Now do something about minimum wage and letting people now do something important.
I know. Everybody was saying that today. They're like, really?
This just for me shows you how afraid that our Congress and senators are of nighttime beasts like werewolves and vampires.
It does. This is the only reason. They're like, we better hold off the darkness till we get home from work.
Yeah. The world is flooded with vampire and werewolf attacks right now. We know that is the biggest fear on everyone's mind.
Yeah, it's all them. They're the fucking vampires, werewolves. But no, it legitimately proves how fast shit can get done, too, if you fucking wanted to. They did that in like a day.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. So I sent you a TikTok yesterday of a giant fucking fish. It looked like a fucking long blob fish. And you're like, oh, it's a sturgeon. I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't know you were a sturgeon expert.
I live in Michigan.
I didn't know we had those.
We're surrounded by the largest inland lakes in the world, full of sturgeon.
I forgot to ask my dad if we ever saw one when I was little.
What's the biggest fish you've ever seen in real life?
I don't know, nothing. Nothing, really, no.
See, like when I used to go up north as a kid, we would see like Chinook, we would see like salmon and stuff that was beaching themselves. And those are like, I don't know, 2-3 feet long.
We would actually, I think the biggest.
That's just salmon.
Yeah, I've seen like a catfish and a like carp, but that's it. But the sturgeon was like 6 feet long.
Yeah. When I was like maybe 9 or 10 years old, I was going to Boblo Island on the Boblo boat, and all these people were freaking out. And I ran to the edge. Little John ran to the edge, and there was a giant sea monster floating around in the Detroit River. And one of the guys who worked on the boat was like, "Oh, it's a sturgeon. It died." And it was probably 10 feet long.
And then you said that that's like a reason why we have a lore. Maybe one of the reasons we have a lore of lake monsters, because people see freaking sturgeons.
Yeah. People in Detroit, there's reports of Modo. People don't ever talk about him, but Moto, Modo, the sea monster, the lake monster, the river monster in Detroit. It's probably a giant sturgeon. Always gets described as like 10 to 12 feet long. Probably a big 60-year-old sturgeon that's living on the bottom. Comes up every now and then.
Is that our oldest fish that we can have?
I think so.
Giant sturgeon.
That's a whopper.
I want to see one. Yeah, I never saw, like, I don't have that much experience with being by the ocean either, so I've never seen, like...
Big fish?
Never, no.
I mean, the story, I don't know if I told it on here before, but that time that I went swimming in Hawaii all by myself at night. First of all, that is not a great thing to do. That was not a good decision on my behalf. I'm like, oh, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll go swimming by myself in Hawaii. And I swam out in the darkness, very beautiful, lit by the moon. I saw some people who were, I think they were snorkeling at night, but I could see their flashlights and stuff. And so I was like, if I get in any trouble, I'll just swim over by them. But I started swimming, and at some point I realized, oh, they are fucking far out. Like there must be a boat out there. Like I am never going to get to them. Then I started panicking that I wasn't going to get back to shore because the undertow was pulling me out. And then I saw one of the snorkelers go underneath me, and I was like, oh, they are closer than I thought. So I held my breath and I dove down to like touch them and tell them I was there. And it was a sea turtle that was under. Yeah, it was a sea turtle that was underneath me, not a snorkeler. And it put its big, crazy alien face. It like turned around underwater perfectly, like effortlessly, and just put its big face in my face. And I screamed all my air out, and then like found the fucking fear energy to swim back to shore. I was like, oh my God, that thing was fucking huge. It was bigger than I was.
You know, this sounds like a dream you had, right? This doesn't sound real.
No, it's real.
I wonder if that big turd still thinks about you.
I hope he does. He was a good guy. The thing that scared me the most once I got back to shore, I was laying on the shore, just like exhausted from swimming and freaking out from that giant sea turtle. And then this thing kept running through my mind of like, that was big, but there are things in the water that eat it.
Yeah, there's that story of that guy that got swallowed by a whale and spit back out.
You mean in the Bible?
No, not. I knew you were gonna fucking say that. No, it happened like 3-4 years ago. It was like the guy was on the news, and then Mr. Ballin did the story too. He like,
oh jeez, Mr. Ballin.
I'm sorry, but no, he could like see other. I want to say, I don't know. He said he saw other shit like in the belly, like he was fully in the belly, and then he got spit out.
Yeah, there's big things in the ocean. I love swimming in the ocean, though.
Well, let's go there. I want to go. Oh, yeah, I want to go. I still want to do our Kennedy's road trip and go to
Hyannisport.
Yeah, I want to go there, and I need to go to Martha's Vineyard. Bucket list, Jaws, locations. We got to do that. We can go see Amy and Adam.
Yeah, I can go. I can dress up like Quint and walk around.
Yeah. Who can I be? I'll be Hooper.
You can be Hooper.
Yeah, I'll just have
35-footer.
A tiger shark. A what?
Oh, wow. Best movie ever made.
Best movie ever made. Oh my God, I'll be in my glory if I see Amity Island in real life.
There was one time my family went to Florida. We used to go every year for spring break. And there was one time when we were in Daytona Beach and we were swimming, and all of a sudden like someone on the shore started freaking out because they saw sharks, and everybody got out of the water. You got to remember too, like I was probably 10. So this is 1980. So Jaws is like fresh on everybody's mind. It turned out it was just a school of dolphins.
Well, that's still scary at night. I don't fucking know.
It wasn't at night. That was during the day, but everybody was freaking out because Jaws like was still in the public mindset.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you see fins because it was a school of dolphins, and it was a whole pod of them, and they were jumping. So you could kind of see their back fins and dorsal fins and stuff. And everybody just freaked out because everybody in Daytona Beach is from the Midwest, not from near ocean places.
I know when you were talking about the turtle in Hawaii and you said you swam at night, the only time I've ever night swam like in the ocean was in Daytona. And I was like, even while it was happening, I'm like, why are we doing this? I think it was like me and the guy I was dating at the time. And we weren't out there long, but I was still like, oh, Jaws is my favorite movie. What the fuck am I doing with my legs in this dark ass water?
I love swimming at night. I love swimming in the ocean.
I'll take a lake. Thank you.
I love diving as far down as possible and trying to hold on to rocks and stay down there and listen to the current go by my head.
Nope.
I love it.
I do want to swim with dolphins, though. That's on the bucket list.
Have you ever really swam? Like, I haven't done this in the ocean, but you can do it in Lake Huron. Like, go into a boat and then take the boat out to where you can't see shore anymore and then go swimming. That's something that does something to your mind.
Yeah, that makes me want to barf.
Where you can't see land, but you're swimming, and you know that, like, it's hundreds of feet beneath you. Like, you're not in 10 feet or 20 feet of water. You're in 200 feet of water.
No, my grandpa, when we were younger, was like psychotic. He was a boxer, and he was a football coach, and he was a judo fucking black belt. He was insane. He was always just like the toughest, gnarliest dude ever. And he would take me and my brother out in the tiniest fucking fishing boat ever, and we would go like clear out into choppy ass fucking Lake St. Clair, and he would try to kill us. So no, and we couldn't see the shore. It was like no, I hate fucking boats now. I hate boats. There was no reason for us all to be out there that far from shore in like a fucking 8-foot boat. Are you joking? No.
You and my mom was like, I'm never going on a boat ever.
No, I fucking hate boats. I do. I hate boats. I hate roller coasters. I hate airplanes.
You've gotten better with airplanes.
I have, but if I didn't have alcohol or Xanax, not so much.
You could do good on a cruise ship.
No, well,
you could.
Maybe. I get really bad seasickness, so I would have to take that stuff.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, free drinks all the time.
Yeah.
You'd be hammered most of the time, so you wouldn't know if you were stumble bumbling or if you were rocking and rolling from the ship.
Yeah, I still want to take a. There's cruises from here to England where you can bring a dog up.
Yeah, that's a nice 2.5 week trip from New York to England.
What else do I have to do?
Right.
Oh, I learned also from a TikTok. This is so embarrassing. Why am I on TikTok so much? I'm really not, but obviously my feed is way better than yours. So I learned this thing, but I learned that in Jeeps, they have secrets hidden in them and there's animals. Stop, it sounds so stupid. Wait, in the car parts, okay. Like how there's rubber around the windows and there's rubber on the sides and the mats on the bottom and there's so they'll hide an animal, an outline of an animal, or it can be in your headlight, it can be the rear defrost lines, there's a weird animal in it sometimes. So people were saying, I saw one on there that was a gecko, and then numerous people were saying that they had a Nessie and a Sasquatch hidden in their Jeep.
In their Jeep?
Yes.
I'll have to, I think my sister has a Jeep. I'll ask her if she has a hidden animal.
I know my dad has one too, and now I want to go over there and pull the whole thing apart and see what animal he has.
See what's in there.
Yeah, the one that I saw, right in the rear defrost lines, right at the bottom edge, there was a little Loch Ness monster outline.
I've never heard of that before. Yeah.
I haven't either. My dad's had Jeeps my whole life. I took my driver's training test in my dad's Jeep. He's always had them. And I don't know when they started, but so many people were commenting yeah, I have this or I found this. I'm like, what? And then other people were like, hey, maybe instead of hiding animals, they could hide a better motor or better parts. I don't fucking know. They were being
exciting to find out new hidden things.
I know. Everybody, if you have a Jeep, send us the picture of your weird animal that you find. DM it to our Instagram at WUW pod. WUPod.
I remember how excited I was when I started working at Off the Record in Royal Oak and first realized that records had that secret writing on the run out of the album. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
So there's this, your album it has the grooves cut in it for the music. Mm-hmm. And then as it gets closer to the center, there's that strip of run out, which is it doesn't have any grooves. It's just got one big kind of single groove that leads toward the center. Mm-hmm. So lots, not all, but lots of records have hidden messages written in those.
What?
Yeah, usually it's there's a plant or a stamp number that'll be in there so that they'll know which record they're making. But a lot of independent groups will actually inscribe secret messages on the records. They're in far more than you would ever think.
And you can just look at it, right? It won't play over the needle, right?
You can just look at it. You can just tilt it in the light and all of a sudden you'll be like, holy fuck, it says Dave and Scott were here. You can write anything you want to on those.
Cute.
Yeah.
You got to put one of those on your weird song album you're making.
I might.
Do it.
Wait, I got something to talk about.
What?
Why aren't you going to go with me on Sunday? I knew you wouldn't. I'm going on Sunday to protest the March of the Nain Rouge Parade.
Tell everybody what that is again.
Yeah, the Nain Rouge is supposedly a mythological creature that lives in Detroit, and the European style story is that it causes all of the bad things in Detroit that happen. It's a red devil that causes all of the city of Detroit's ills. And every year they have a parade to march the Nain Rouge or Nain Rouge out of the city of Detroit. And I go there to protest it because, one, it is probably not a demon, devil, or imp. It is probably the incarnation of something like Nanabozo, which is a Native American spirit that has always lived here. Or it might just be simply a European retelling of the Native Americans who lived in Detroit. And that's when they said the red man caused all the problems of Detroit. And so the red man had to leave Detroit. So either way, this parade they have of trying to get rid of the red man is highly fucking problematic. So I go every year and I hold up signs that say, we love Nain, Nain loves Detroit, support the short. because he's supposed to be small, Nain Rouge, the red dwarf. And so I will be going this Sunday. Anybody that wants to come and protest with me can come and protest with me.
You're an Anabozo.
How did I know that you would get fixed on Nanabozo?
Because we're BFF. Yeah, so that's all great for you, and I'm excited for you. And I Googled it, and literally almost every parade photo has you and Chris Jiminies and Brian Zanhausen and
my friend Nolan and his mom.
Yes.
But yes, there are a lot of photos. As a matter of fact, if you go to the Nain Rouge Wikipedia page, they have a picture of Nolan from our group protesting the Nain Rouge Parade on the Wikipedia page.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
It's just, I know a lot of people who go and it's just like a drinking, like it looks like St. Patrick's Day Jr. and it's just a lot.
That's exactly what it is. The majority of people there don't have any idea why they're there. They just know that they're drinking. But I still feel like I need to go and at least be the voice of reason.
Yeah. And you do.
Like it really is bothersome to me. I mean, I can't go too deep into it, but like I've had talks with the people who put the March to Nain Rouge on, and I'm like, you could very easily turn this into a Mardi Gras style celebration of Detroit's history and not like this catharsis event where people get drunk and scream and mad and yell.
Yeah.
But nope, they don't want to do that. They want to have it their way.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like I just don't want to.
It's also very, I mean, you know, I have signs and stuff made up for it. I don't know. I think this year it starts at like noon or something, but it's literally like you go down, I stand with some signs, we walk with the parade, and you walk, you know, for a mile to the Masonic Temple, you hold up your signs, and then you go home. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And again, no one there. Most of the people there have no idea why they're there. There was a marching band there 2 years ago, and I asked the marching band, I'm like, do you even know what this is about? And they're like, nope. And I'm like, why are you here? And they're like, because we're a marching band and we like to play in parades.
I know, I saw those photos online too. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't have any red clothes either. I wouldn't have anything to wear. Just don't feel like it.
That's fine.
Whatever we do for our day of fun on Thursday, we're going to film it for our Patreon.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I'll film some of me at the Nain Rouge parade for Patreon.
Okay.
Getting spit on and yelled at by people. That doesn't happen anymore. That did happen the first couple of years.
See, that's why I don't want to fucking go.
And then there was one year that one of the guys who puts the parade together tried to punch me in the face in front of the whole crowd.
That would, see, if any of this shit happened while I was there, I would just get in a fight.
That's why I want you to go.
No, I don't want to.
I want to see you clock somebody with those guns. Now that you're working out, getting your gains.
I worked out last night, but there are no gains yet. I really got to kick it into gear. So I watched Just Like Heaven today because I'm obsessed with it. And since I talked about it on here, I still hadn't watched it yet, even though everybody else started watching it. It's even better than I remember. It's so fucking cute. And okay, so I realized that a lot of my favorite mushy movies are very much like important to me or like get me in the feels because of the music. Like the composers are so fucking important to movies. So
like once Third Eye Blind kicks in, you're like, I'm just a weepy mess.
That's not a fucking composer. Stupid. Anyway, so like the music was so, I can't fucking talk. The music was so emotional. I was like, oh, this movie. So I like Googled, I went on IMDb and figured out the composer, and it's somebody named Rolf Kent, and he did the Dexter theme. What? Yep. And he did Wedding Crashers and Mean Girls and Legally Blonde. Like, that's crazy. That's like
pretty
all
crazy.
That's
all your shit.
Do you know how many times I watched Wedding Crashers? Like 700 times.
I don't think I've ever seen Wedding Crashers.
Bro, it is like my legitimate hotel movie. Every road trip I've ever been on in my life, Wedding Crashers is on in the afternoon. Guess I'm going nowhere. I watch it every time I'm in a hotel. It's always on. Rolf
Kent is your version of Mark Snow for me.
What did he do?
Mark Snow did Starsky and Hutch, The Love Boat, Heart to Heart, Dynasty.
That's a good one.
TJ Hooker.
Nice.
And X-Files.
Ooh, nice. I knew the name.
Yeah.
See, music is so important.
That's why I tell people, if you listen to the Love Boat theme, you can hear the X-Files theme. Like when the Love Boat theme does that, like, Like it sounds like there's a keyboard hit in there that sounds just like X-Files.
I like felt Toady look up when you did that. What the? You know that song? Is there a favorite song? I forgot to bring up some other shit. So I was in my feels, right, about Tyler Henry and Bean and whatever. So I had this thought recently, and I know this doesn't fucking make any sense, but I feel like there's a sparkle of Bean in Toad. And that doesn't make any sense because Toad was already alive when Bean passed, but that doesn't, we already know that we don't understand timelines and death and birth and, well, fucking who is in who.
Right.
That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Our energy, whatever the fuck. So I feel like I get sparkles of Bean in Toad. So then I had this thought that what if Toad is so fucking insane and hyper and runs around so much because Bean lived the last 2 years of his life with 3 legs. And now he's got 4 legs again. So he's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Look at that.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I know. And I don't care if that's real or not, but I thought it was a cute thought.
No, I mean, also in the sense, like my sister and I have actually talked about this, like, you know, the last few years of my mom's life, she couldn't walk. Mm-hmm. And my sister and I have talked about this, like whenever my sister is working out and like running, my sister likes to run. And obviously I like to walk. Mm-hmm. Like we feel like we're doing it for our mom.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like an extra like boost or something, or like they're with you, or they can like go with you.
Yeah, like when I'm walking just to the gas station and stuff, like I don't walk fast. I take my time. I pay attention to the fact that I'm walking. I look at the sun, and I very often think like this is what it's like to be able to walk, and how wonderful it is to be able to walk.
Exactly. That's like the same. I feel like they're like both having fun being mobile or something. Yeah. So I thought that was cute.
Good work, Toad.
Good job, Toad Bean. Toady Bean. Man. Spirit, Lord, Toad. I wanted to give a shout out to Bex in the Liminal from the Liminal Earth Squad because I was having some health issues. I mean, they're ongoing, but last week they were pretty terrible and she was really nice and helped me out. So I wanted to say thank you. She's a peach and they do really awesome stuff. And I also want to shout out Beth from Tito's Vodka sent Toady a big box of Tito's dog stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, I know. I knew that you were going to be like, what did I get from Tito's? Okay,
no, I wasn't. I was going to talk about how the liminal Earth people want to do a liminal paranormal thrifting thing.
I know. And what's so crazy too is I had already had a thought for the next time we do a Patreon video when we go to a antique mall. I was going to do a thing where we both disappear from each other and come back with something that we would like, who would have like the best present for the other person.
Yeah.
But I still want to do that. But it was weird that like we both had like the same thrifty.
Everybody is psychically attuning to each other.
I know. But yeah, Beth from Tito's, there isn't like any stuff for people, but there's like 2 dog shirts and a dog bowl and a leash and a dog toy and I don't remember what else, but it's so nice. Tito's is
very
like,
cool.
I know.
Why don't I ever get anything?
I don't know. Probably because you don't answer your messages. There's probably like 18 messages of people being like, yo, can I send you this? And you just never answer.
Well, that's probably true.
I know. So yeah, we had a ton of really nice messages about our 1 year. Oh my God.
Very exciting.
I know everybody's so sweet sharing our stuff and saying nice stuff and saying that we are
help them.
Yeah, like help them when we're positive and like fun.
It helps me. My sister said she might become a pate.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
She said now that she's listened to every episode and we provide her with so many laughs, she thinks that she needs to become a pate. And I said, yeah, you do.
Yeah. So cute. I know. I'm surprised my brother's not a pate. Or maybe he is a pate. No, I don't think he is. Was that it? Wait, do you have other stuff? We talked about sturgeon. We haven't talked about, I wanted to say Adam Berry, our lovely sponsor, his new gear bags are out and he said that he got them and they're even bigger than the old ones. He said they're super nice and they hold more stuff and they're available now on Adam Berry.
Berry.
There's 2 ways to get there.
I know.
Well, let me say it. Adam Berry Apparel or adam-berry.com. Either way, go get a paranormal gear bag or shirts or hoodies or whatever.
And where can people get stuffed animals of their pets? Original
Sock Dogs on Instagram, sockdogs.com.
And where can people get Old Town Roasting do coffee?
Old Town Roasting on Instagram and oldtownroasting.com. And they have all sorts of blends And we have our own What's Up Weirdo signature coffee blend that you can buy. It has our faces on it. You know, I was thinking too, Nick Paterin is working on us to have a deal with Cow's Deli.
Really?
Yeah, vegan Sammy.
Wow, a Sammy hookup.
And then I thought in my head, I'm like, Cow's Deli. Blah, 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 blah.
No, they have to have their own. You know what I was thinking for Patreon, though?
What?
I was thinking, because I know that maybe I'm assuming, but I think that we should have more iTunes reviews.
I know we need more.
I want to do a Patreon special where you and I read the 5-star reviews.
That's cute. That would be cute. That would be cute for part of our like zoo video, or wherever we go, we'll just stop and read one.
Yeah.
We could do like a dramatic reading.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's cute. I like that idea.
Wouldn't that be fun? So leave a review on iTunes and then Jess and I will read them.
Yeah, put a 5-star review in iTunes. And then also on Spotify, you can't like write anything, but you can just click the 5-star rating on there. That would be really helpful too. And then I was going to say too, I have so many ideas for videos, but I have a lot of like summer ideas, but I still want to do the video that Dawn thought of where we go to a sad carnival.
I do want to go to a sad carnival for sure.
That's going to be the best one we ever did. We're going to play the grimiest games and like get the weirdest people on video and like win like
because that's what's at sad carnival.
Yes. And we're going to win like a SpongeBob or like a something. I wish they still had those weird mirrors of like, you remember those mirrors, like band mirrors, those small square mirrors with like,
oh yeah, the cocaine mirrors.
Yeah. Is that what they were?
Yeah. What do you think they were giving away small mirrors in the 70s for? Why would somebody want a Led Zeppelin mirror that was 6 inches by 6 inches? Because you were fucking rolling joints on it and doing coke.
Oh my God. That literally never crossed my mind in my whole life. Why am I such a pure nugget?
Drug mirrors.
Why would they give those away at a fair?
Because everybody at a fair was drunk and high. Jesus Christ.
I swear to you right now, my mind just blew out of my head. I thought they were just like, and that makes so much sense too, because there was like no way to hang them.
No, that's what they were.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm going to ask my dad. I'm going to be like, Dad, remember we went to fairs when we were little? Why do we get mirrors, huh?
And he'll be like, oh, you mean cocaine mirrors?
He'll be like, never mind. Oh my God.
I just blew your fucking mind.
I literally can't. My eyes are so wide right now. Like I just saw like.
Why would a 7-year-old be like, I want that ELO mirror?
I don't know.
Oh, let's see. I can have a giant pink panther, a small fuzzy bear in a sailor suit, or a 6-inch by 6-inch Creedence Clearwater Revival mirror.
Oh my God. I guarantee there's people out there who didn't know that.
Well, now you know, and knowing is half the battle.
Oh my God, my mind is blown. Do you know what, like, is a very clear memory for me that, like, I'm sure everybody else thinks of this too. My favorite fair game is the game where you hit the mallet and you flop the weird frog into the lily pads. The fucking frog feels so weird. It's like a rubber hamburger frog feeling, and you have to like position it perfect on your little thing or it doesn't fly right.
Those were the days. Simpler times.
I gotta play that.
Simpler times. Your parents would put you in the car and drive you to a church.
Yes.
You'd walk around the parking lot and win drug mirrors.
We have to
by hitting a hamburger frog.
Hamburger frog toss. And I want to play the dart balloon game. And maybe we can find one with the haunted house thing that you walk through.
Yeah. Or
just like the shake house thing like Danny and Sandy Grease.
I used to drive people crazy because no matter how old I got when I went to those type of fairs and stuff, I would just I knew that everything was a scam at some point. Mm-hmm. And so I just wanted to win anything I could. Mm-hmm. So even at like 13 and 14, I would just go to the place where you pick a rubber duck.
Oh, yeah, I like that game too.
You know, where you got like 8 million yellow rubber ducks and they're all going around in a circle and you just pick one up and hope it has a blue bottom or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I'm so excited to go. I seriously probably haven't been to a fair in 20 years.
Well, it'll all change this year.
We're going to live our truth.
We'll take a picture of the extra nuts and bolts piles in the corners of the rides when they put them together.
I wonder if I can bring the dog to a fair.
I think so.
Probably.
You ever seen some of the kids that go to those fairs?
Grime.
Worse than dogs.
I will almost walk the dog into the dollar store the other day. I was just going to be like, fuck it, and just walk him in there and see what happened.
I don't think they'd have a problem with it.
I don't think they would either. I was just sitting there waiting for you, and I'm like, I feel like this would be fine. Like, who gives a shit?
You took a lot longer in the Dollar Tree than I did.
I really don't think that I did. I think you lose sense of space and time when you're in there.
Well, you did, for sure.
Agree to disagree.
All right, whatever. You love it just as much as I do. You just don't want to admit it.
I do. I feel like they got better stuff now that it's $1.25 tree.
Yeah, everything is now top notch in that place.
Well, there was a lot of stuff that I liked. I bought like 11 things.
Ceramic mushrooms and...
I know. I got mushrooms for outside. I got plant pots. I got hot sauce. All right. Are we done?
I think so.
Okay, that was fun. You're pretty okay sometimes.
Yeah, I guess. You're all right too, I guess, sometimes.
Thanks, turd burglar.
No problem, hamburger frog.
Hamburger frog. Okay.
Are we doing anything tomorrow or Thursday?
Thursday.
Okay, Thursday.
We're going to have to wake up at a normal time, too.
Ugh, okay, fine.
I mean, not like normal, not like 9. I'm talking about like 12. We'll figure it out. We'll decide what time we have to get up. Maybe like 11.
All right.
Talk to you later, ding dong.
Okay, hamburger frog.
Bye.
Bye.